Tommy, look at you, a new tool for us, huh?
New tool for up here, a lathe. I think I used my first lathe when I was in high school, probably 15, 16 years old. I made some vases and maybe a lamp or something. I built it
Shop
up.
class in high school?
Shop class out of high school.
Although I've never really thought of you as a lathe guy.
I really don't consider myself a lathe guy by any means. I mean, let me show you a couple of things that I've made here.
Oh, wow.
On the balustrade end of it, here's one that I turned this weekend. I've never done one like this. This is actually a dual axis turning. You can see it's like a spindle turned here, and then it tapers down at the bottom of the foot.
So you get this offset right in here.
Yeah, that was fun for me to try that.
Yep. And the bowls, that's a big thing for the hobbyists to do.
A lot of bowls are great for turning. I actually turned this. This is a white pine beam, and it's old growth, so it's really tight. And I save a lot of the old timbers that we take out of jobs because you can never know what you're going to do with it.
It's beautiful. And look at that. What? I didn't even think you could do that on a lathe.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can do all kinds of crazy things.
Not a lathe guy, huh?
I don't consider myself a lathe guy by any means.
Well, the good news is I've never worked on a lathe, so there's plenty you can teach me.
And I can teach you some basics of a lathe right now. When you're using a lathe, you want to think about safety. It's going to throw a lot of wood at you, and it's going to throw it at you quick. So I usually wear an apron or my vest like this. I keep it up so I don't get the stuff all down my shirt. Now you can wear glasses, but I like a face shield because those chips are going to fly and they're going to come at you, and you don't have to worry about anything getting stuck.
Okay.
So look at the basic lathe. We have a motor on this end. We have a tail stop on this end. In between the two, on this end, we have a live spur or center. And on this end, we have a drive spur. And this digs into the wood and turns it so that it won't slip on the motor. And in the center right here, we have what is called a banjo that moves around like that. And this is the tool rest right here that you will guide your tool on and line it up parallel with where we want to cut.
So tool rest up and down, banjo in and out in any angle you want.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so now the wood, I've found the center on each end by going diagonal. Now, I'm not exactly center. I'm pretty close because we're going to just basically round this up, show you how fast we can do it. I've got centering on that end, and on this end, I'm going to drive my spur in, still the same centers. I'll drive it in, you hold it, not tap that in. Good. Now this is tapered, and inside this hole, it's tapered also. So that means that the harder we push this in, it locks itself in to the motor and spins around. So I just guide that, lock this down nice and firm. Now crank that in to the center point here. Bring it in nice and tight. All right, crank it down. Make sure you lock this in. And I want to make sure that I spin it freehand first to make sure I'm not hitting. Next thing I want to do is adjust my banjo right here. And I want to position it so the tail rest is right here. I don't want it to be in. I want it to be out just a little bit so when we're cutting, my tool doesn't fall off. All right, so I got it like that, turn it quick, and I want to raise my tool rest up just to about the center there. And now I want to bring this in and make this parallel to the wood. Just like that, right about there. Now I'm going to turn it on, put it in forward, turn it on, and now I can bring the speed up. You can start to feel it to make sure that it's balanced. As I bring it up, you can start to feel any vibration. There's a little bit of movement, but that's not bad. Keep bringing it up. Now it's important that you know that speed is your friend when turning. You want it to be faster as opposed to slower. All right, so we got about 1523. All right, now we're going to turn this square into a cylinder, and we're going to do it with a roughing gouge. The other thing is we want to make sure that we enter the wood up high. I'm going to bring it down, bring it in. Once I feel my cut, I'm going to drag it over, come back, bring it up, push it in, push it over. I'm moving my body with it.
Nice.
Come back here a little more. Bring it in, start the cut. What I'm doing here is I'm bringing it down. See, I'm not cutting wood. I'm actually hitting this part of the bevel right there. So I'm bringing it down till I hit the bevel. I let it come down, grab the edge, and I slide it over. Just like that. Whatever part of that edge you're hitting, you want under the tool, you want the bottom part to be on the tool rest. So if you think of the tool and it's cutting right here, you want this on the tool rest. If you're cutting here, you want this on the tool rest. If you try to cut here with this on the tool rest, this will catch and it'll kick back at you. All right, so you ready? Get your hand in a little closer. Up, back to you. Grab your edge. Now walk it this way. Slide over everything. That's good. Get your edge. There you go. Ride the bevel. Pull it back. Ride the bevel. Push it over. Now that you've got the basics down, let's make a bowl using an oak log that I've split in half. I'm going to screw a faceplate roughly in the center and on the inside of the bowl. This will replace the drive spur. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch to a different tool. And this is actually called a bowl gouge. All right? And bowl gouge, you can see it's round steel, and this is ground. That V is ground out of it. So it's much stronger, much heavier. So first I'm going to start it slow because we want to see how out of balance it is. Okay, we're going to move the tool rest again. We'll stop it. Bring it in.
Starting to get a little bit of a curve, knocking off the backside.
Yeah, we're going to speed it up a little more. Now we're going to switch to a parting tool to create a tenon on the bottom of the bowl. This will allow us to use a different attachment when it's time to turn the bowl around. Before we turn the bowl around, I want to finish the outside. Let's sand it with some 100, 150, and 240 grit paper.
This is my favorite project, Tommy, because the sanding is so easy.
And rub it right in. Then I'll use a paper towel to apply the Danish oil with a walnut color.
Look at that.
Now we're going to take these jaws and mount them to the tenon, holding it tightly to the bottom of the bowl. Snug it up. Okay, good. All right, hold it. Snug it up again. All right, our bowl is mounted on our lathe in reverse, and we're getting ready to hog it out. Close it. There you go. Now push. Nice. So our bowl is sanded. Now, on the inside of this, we're actually going to use a wipe-on poly, and it's going to be clear. So the outside will have a little walnut finish. The inside will be clear, and we'll celebrate that wood. After that dries, we'll apply a beeswax coating to the entire bowl. Now we need to cut the tenon off of the bottom. To do that, we're going to put it back on the lathe. I'm going to take a paper towel. I'm going to put it in the bowl with a roll of tape. Put it in there like that. Push that back on the jaws. Hold that there. And then I'll use a parting tool to cut down the tenon as small as I can, being careful that the bowl doesn't fall off. And then use a chisel to knock off the rest of the piece and sand it smooth. All right, how's it looking?
You tell me, you're the master.
Looks pretty good. Your first bowl really came out nice there, Sonny.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.